Hello, shining ones. Megas here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. Oh my God, do I have a message for you today? If you're wondering who the Magi are, it's the original monotheistic religion. And I'll tell you just real quick before we get to the message what sets us apart in the original religion that a lot of the other world religions branched off of and changed. Our God was just the highest principle of good. He couldn't get angry, jealous, hate, war, kill men, women, and children. None of those stories. His nature was just to shine love and peace and joy. And that was our baseline, that we evolved from that, where it gets better and better. In our origin story, we stood outside of time and space and chose to come to the earth to raise the frequency with the divine spark that is in us. My friends, we are never separated from God. We knew we were going to be born into a body that had sin and error and anger issues and lust issues and addictions, but we weren't dirty sinners. We were heroes coming in, so we would send better genes and DNA to the next generations. My friends, and it's beautiful. What a beautiful religion. And you know what? When you take that spirit into you, of that all good God that's unmixed, that's the world we're going to create. We create form and matter with the energy, the spirit, the gods that we hold. And so today I want to talk about, spiritual names. As you start to grow spiritually, you'll start feeling like I need a name change. The name my parents gave me and society has given me, it's not reflecting what I feel inside of me. My friends, and we've talked about, it's been the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the names of God. There's a name of God that is so holy that it can't be spoken outside of the temple. Zarathustra, when he is praying for protection for his people, and what did Mazda tell him? Speak my names. How do we do that? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm so excited to share. But I'm going to ask you, do me a favor. Give me a moment just to read through my notes here so I don't miss anything, and then we'll get into it. Don't cut me off. Don't leave this video. Stay to the end, please. But let me just read my notes, and then we're going to be, of course, referring to our holy book, Asha, and then we're going to do a invocation at the end of this for Asha. What is Asha for the new ones? It's the perfect creator's perfect idea. It's heaven on earth. What else could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind but perfection? And you can live in that. My friends, I'm going to show you how. So let me go to my notes here. It says, I am just how God created me. I am the perfect creator's perfect thought. My name is the name of God. I come from good spirit and I'm made of good spirit. I'm just like my daddy. In truth, I am the light that darkness cannot enter. I am the life that death flees from. I am that pure love that hate, fear, and greed and violence cannot enter this atmosphere. That's my true name. God's name is a name of deliverance and protection and provision. God's name is holy. And yet a father gives his son his name. It's a beautiful bond. My friends, and it reminds us of who I am when we speak my name. I am. My friends, it's sad. In the world religions, there's a false humility out there of separation. That you're a dirty sinner, right? That you can't trust your heart. And it gives you this wrong sense, this wrong name, this wrong identity. You're just a sinner. You're just a low worm, right? Just rolling in the dirt, begging a deity in the sky, help me, save me, instead of standing up in your name, being your name. I am divine life, and sickness and disease dies when it touches me. I am the light that darkness cannot enter. I am blessed in everything I put my hand to. I am powerful and I am free. I'm one with my daddy. My friends, that's your name. And that is the real name. We've talked about this, the real above all real. There's other names out there. There's other gods out there, but they're not the real name. It may seem very real. I've talked about this before. Stay with me. Let me share a couple little stories. We talked about yesterday about a surgeon that had a placebo group of people that needed knee surgery. And he would do a little incision in their knee and tell them they had the surgery. And then they'd walk and move and bend, do things they couldn't do before. And the surgery worked. He'd tell them, you were in the placebo group. My friends, it's mind. We've talked about the many miracles of people that have been healed from OCD and depression in this channel, in this message of the Magi. And it's all in mind. My friends, taking on a higher idea, a higher belief, and it has a real effect in our bodies, in our mind, and even in our physical bodies. My friends, so we have to get that right name, that right spirit, that right energy, that big G God. Now you've been sold lower G gods, told it's the big G God. That's the spirit you take into you, and that's the world you've created. My friends, but if you look with honest eyes at the stories, in their books, in their Bibles, in their Qurans, are they really good? My friend, Zoroastrianism, it's the highest good. And if we'll speak that truth, that real, and only that, we'll only hear that truth, that highest good. If it's not the highest God good, if it's not the highest truth, we don't want one of those gods that get jealous, angry, hate, war, kill. We don't want those books. We don't want to hear it. We don't want that energy. We want the highest, because that's what we want to create in our world. And we only speak that highest truth. My friends, that I am one with God good. I am one. I am that. I have that name, that authority. I am the Christ. I am the Savior. It's Asha 12. Go to Asha 12. Grab your book, Asha. Go to Asha 12. 10, 11. 10's a big one, isn't it? 12. There's nothing for me outside. There's nothing outside of your temple that you need, my friends. I've spent too long looking outside of myself. That name is written in your heart of hearts. It's that divine spark that you brought with you when you decided to come here. That name, it is you. It's in you. My friends, set down those other names, those other gods, those other ideas, those other stories. Go inside and it's perfect perfection. That's how you'll know it. My friends, it's perfect. It'll bring you a complete peace. There's no fear in it. There's no confusion in it. It's not one of those gods that can heal our sin, sickness, and disease. Tell them to stone their children, kill men, women, and children, war, hate. It's none of that. It's no confusion. It's pure. Zoroaster, pure light. My friends, I spent too long looking outside of myself for purpose, affirmation, approval, love, truth, happiness, and even God, just to find myself ever searching. Here's what I do. I quiet all the many thoughts and ideas and stories and lies, and I go inside, and there's that Savior. There's that Vohu Menu. There's that Seoshan. There's that Jesus. There's that Christ mind. There's everything I've been looking for right there in that divine spark. Just quiet the stories. Then you realize there's no separation from God good. You are one. It is you. That's your name. That's your identity. All the truth and happiness I've been looking for, it's here right now. I am that. I am. Start speaking that. I am that divine life that death cannot enter. I am one with God good. I am divine health, and sickness and disease dies when it touches me. It can't live in this. If you feel sick right now, just at least have the understanding that that sickness is not going to thrive in this environment of divine health. Harvatat, wholeness, health. See it in you, and envision that sickness and disease is not going to last very long in here, my friends. Maybe you've been holding on to it for a long time. Just the knowing of your name, it's going to make a change. I am protected. I see that light in you and around you. I am that light. That's my name. My name is light, full light, and darkness cannot enter. Think that, speak that, and you'll see it is. Hold that frequency that's unmixed. Go to Asha 15. Asha 15 is perfect for this. Giving true witness. This is about speaking the truth with what we are. Giving true witness, a man will be saved. Only think and speak truth to yourself, and it will form. As you hold Asha, it will form. You're planting that energetic seed. That you're not holding that highest idea of God good, the unmixed God, the pure Asha, the pure truth. It will form. It will become form and matter. Think God's highest idea of truth, Asha, and live. Keep the power of truth. My God, there's power in Asha, power in the truth, power in your name. Keep it in your mind. Hold it. Make it your model. Trust God, and then just let it be, because it already is. You're going to see it already is. You don't have to worry. You don't have to fight. You don't have to strive to make something happen. You can't force this. You just attune to that frequency. You be that love. You be your name. You be your true identity. You now restored God's identity. Is it all good? Back to that original religion? What's religion? It's a belief. You've gone back to that original belief, that original word, that original Om, that original sound and frequency that made the original word that was just good. Oh my God, did you just hear that? I felt that through my whole body. Oh, thank you, good spirit. Thank you, good spirit. Go to Asha 5. Oh, I'm feeling this today. Asha 5. Believe only the highest truth. Believe only the highest truth. Hear only the highest truth. Speak only the highest truth. Asha. As the wise Lord is perfect, so his idea of creation is perfect. This is called Asha, truth. This idea of truth is the very Spirit of God. Oh my God, I feel every word behind the words, that frequency, that God. Oh, I'm so moved by how blessed we are. You know, isn't it beautiful? Beautiful Magi. After all you've been through, look what you found. You came to time, space, to this earth, and you knew you would find Asha. You knew you'd find the truth. And here we are discussing the highest truth. Even though all the world religions and everyone's speaking lie and the darkness appears to be running this world, here we are in Asha, holding Asha together, living in this peace and this love with a knowing we're going to bring this message to the world. The world is ready for the light, for the Asha, for the message, for the pure spirit. They're tired of the lie and illusion. My friends, and how beautiful. Here we are, you found it. After all you've been through, here we are in Asha. It's beautiful. It is the true vision of God's ideal existence. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. It is the real above all real. It is the real above all that seems real. It's the highest truth. It's creation in perfect harmony, where nothing occurs at the expense or harm of another. Oh my God, my God. We're not done yet. I've got more for you. And we're going to do the invocation of Asha at the end of this together as a community, as the Magi. I got to read something beautiful to you. When I was a little child in my father's palace and enjoyed the wealth and luxury of those who nurtured me, my parents equipped me with, God, I'm feeling so emotional. I know we just started this. My friends, I want you to listen to this with your heart. You will not get through this and not be changed. Listen with your heart, beautiful Magi. My parents equipped me with provisions and sent me out from the east, oh my God, our homeland. From the wealth of our treasury, they gave me a great burden, which was light so that I could carry it by myself. Gold from the land above, silver from great treasuries, and stones, chalcedonies of India, and agates from Kushan, And they girded me with steel, and they took away from me the garment set with gems and spangled with gold, which they had made out of love for me, and the yellow robe, which was made for my size. And they made a covenant with me and wrote it on my mind that I might not forget. If you go down to Egypt and bring the one pearl, which is in the land of the devouring serpent, you shall put on again that garment set with stones and the robe which lies over it. And with your brother, our next in command, you shall be a herald of our kingdom. And so I departed from the east. And so I departed from the east. My God, help me read this. On a difficult and frightening road, led by two guides, and I was very young. I don't know if I'm going to get through this, guys. And I was very young to travel on it. And I passed over the border of the Mosai, where there's the meeting place of the merchants of the east, and I reached the land of the Babylonians. And I went down to Egypt, and my companions parted from me. And I went straight to the serpent. And I stayed near his den until he should slumber and sleep, so that I might take the pearl from him. Being alone, I altered my appearance and seemed an alien even unto my own people. But I saw one of my kinsmen there, a freeborn from the east, young and fair and beautiful, the son of the courtier. He came and kept me company, and I made him my intimate friend, a comrade whom I communicated my business, being exhorted to guard against the Egyptians and against partaking of unclean things. And I clothed myself in garments like theirs, so that I would not be seen as a stranger, as one who had come from abroad to take the pearl, lest the Egyptians might arouse the serpent against me. But somehow they learned that I was not their countryman, and they dealt with me treacherously, and I tasted their food, and I no longer recognized that I was a king's son. And I served their king. I forgot the pearl for which my parents had sent me, and I fell into a deep sleep because of the heaviness of their food. While I was suffering these things, my parents were aware of it, and they grieved over me. And a proclamation was heralded in our kingdom that all should present themselves at our door, the king of Parthia and those in office. And the great men of the east resolved that I should not be left in Egypt. So the courtiers wrote me a letter. From your father, the king of kings, and your mother, the mistress of the east, to our son in Egypt, greetings. Awake and rise from your sleep. Listen to the words in this letter. Remember, you are the son of a king. You have fallen beneath the yoke of slavery. Remember your gold-spangled garment. Recall the pearl for which you were sent to Egypt. Your name has been called to the book of life, together with that of your brother, whom you have received in our kingdom, and the king sealed it to make it an ambassador. And I arose from my sleep when I recognized his voice. My God, when I recognized the voice, I arose and I awoke. Remember, you are the son of a king. You have fallen beneath the yoke of slavery. Remember your gold-spangled garment. Recall the pearl for which you were sent to Egypt. Your name has been called to the book of life. I recognized it. I took it up. I kissed it. I read it. And what was written in it concerned that which was engraved in my heart. And I immediately remembered that I was the son of a king, that my freedom demanded my people. I remembered the pearl for which I had been sent to Egypt, and the fact that I had come to snatch it from the terrifying serpent. I subdued it by calling out my father's name. I subdued the evil spirit, the serpent, by calling out my father's name. And I snatched the pearl, and I turned about to go to my parents, and I took off the dirty clothing, and I left it behind in their land. And I directed my way forthwith to the light of our eastern home. And on the road I found a female who lifted me up. She awakened me, giving me an oracle with her voice, and guided me to the light. The royal silken garment shone before my eyes, and with familial love leading me and drawing me on, I passed the labyrinth, and leaving Babylon behind on the left, I reached Masan, which is a great coast, but I could not recall my splendor, for it had been when I was still a child and quite young that I had left it behind in my father's palace. Get this. But when suddenly I saw my garment, reflected as in a mirror, I perceived it in my whole self as well. For though we originated from the one and the same, we were partially divided. Then again we were one with a single form. The treasures to who had brought the garment I saw as two beings, but there existed a single form in both, and one royal symbol consisting of two halves, and they had my money and my wealth in their hands, and they gave me my reward, the fine garment of glorious colors, which was embroidered with gold, precious stones, and pearls, to give a good appearance. It was fastened at the collar, and the image of the King of Kings was all over it. Stones of lapis lazuli had been skillfully fixed in the collar, and I saw in turn that motions of knowledge were stirring throughout it. Oh my God. My God, my God. Can I read that one more time? And I saw in turn that motions of knowledge were stirring throughout it, and that it was prepared to speak. Then I heard it speak, "It is I who belong to the one who is stronger than all people, and for whose sake I was written about, the Father himself." And I took note of my stature, and all the royal feelings rested on me. As its energy increased, thrust out by his hand, the garment hastened to me as I went to receive it, and a longing aroused in me to rush and meet it and receive it. And I stretched out and took it and ordained myself with the beauty of its colors. I covered myself completely with my royal robe, and when I had put it on, I ascended to the land of peace and homage, and I lowered my head, prostrated before the splendor of the loving Father who had sent it to me. For it was I who had observed his commands, and it was I also who kept the promise. And I mingled at the door of his ancient royal building. He took delight in me and received me in his palace. Asha is. Asha is. Asha is. Beautiful shining one. This morning in meditation, I saw the star. And the top of the star, it's spirit. And we keep the point up. And you know what I noticed there? Look at that. That's that A. That Asha A, the highest truth that I've written all over my house. You come to my house, on my front door, you see that A right there. In my books, on my mirror in the bathroom, there's that A. My friends, and that's the perfect creator's perfect idea. Asha, that's the highest truth. That's the spirit. That's our name. I'm the perfect creator's perfect idea. I am the light. I am the protection. I am the provision. I am one with God. I am the Savior. I am one. I have the Vohu Menu, the Christ mind. And there's no separation. And that creates our world, the fire, the air, the earth, the water. My friends, spirit makes form and matter. My friends, I want you to draw out that star. I want you to put that little slash for the A of Asha. And as you do that, I want you to recite Hashem Vahu Vashastemasti Ushta Asti Ushta Amai Yatashai Vestai Hashem. I am one with the all good God. I come from good spirit. I am made of good spirit. I am light. I am full light, and darkness flees before me. I am divine health, and sickness and disease dies when it touches me. I am divine life, and death cannot enter. I am one with my loving Father. That is my name. I am God good. I am the love. I'm just like my daddy. My God. Asha is the perfect creator's perfect idea is. That's all I can hear. That's all I can think. That's all I can see. I can't even hear the lie any longer. I cannot see the lie any longer. I'm moved into these higher dimensions. Spirit has called me up. He called my name, and I recognized it. I am. And Asha is. And I love you.